There's a lot more to blocking than just lining up and hitting the guy in front of you. It actually can be broken down pretty scientifically. In fact, there's 3 major types of blocking, and today we're going to go over those 3 types so that you can teach your guys a few easy steps to help them increase your running backs' yards per carry. So stay tuned today to Clubhouse Gas. Three major types of blocks. The first block's a drive block. Second block is a reach block, and the third block is a down block. Now, there's not that much difference in them, and once you get the foundation, and once you teach your kids the foundation of the drive block, the first block we're going to work on today, the other 2 will come to them a lot easier. The only thing is, you have to work on this every single day. Offensive line coaches, this should be the first thing you do every day. Now, you're not going to do it with a sled, but I've gotten a little too old and a little too big for them to let me line up and knock heads with anybody, unfortunately. So today, I'll be using this sled here to work on it. Now, the first thing you have to do, obviously, is get in a good stance. That's your foundation for anything. You know, low, wide feet, shoulder width apart, low to the ground, head up, straight back. We know how to get in a stance. Just do this for me, all right? Don't have your kid with the chicken wing. When I say chicken wing, if I can turn to the side here, maybe you can see. Let me turn this way. I see a lot of guys here with their arm out here, and the chicken wing's kind of flapping, and don't do this, all right? Another problem I have when I see young teams blocking, I see a lot of this. This is old school. This is really, really, really old school. They passed a rule like 20 years ago that allows you to block with your hands. Allow your kids to block with their hands. First off, it doesn't hurt them as much. Second off, it delivers a bigger blow. So what I want you to do is when your kid gets in his stance, I want him to have his hand, elbow tucked in, hand here. Because if their hand is here, when they drive off, they can deliver a punch with the palms of their hands, which are really, really hard, all right? So you're gonna line your kids up across from a dummy or across from whoever. Start with a dummy. Turn my hat around. My dad would tell me he can't tell if I'm coming or going, so I'm sure I'll get a comment from Dad, all right? We're gonna get in our stance, and then we're gonna back them up, all right? Have them pull their elbow back. So you have both elbows on your knees, like you would get in your normal stance, but without your hand on the ground. This is how we're gonna learn how to drive block, all right? The key to drive blocking is to step, which is firing off the ball, have your face in the numbers, and deliver the blow with the hands all at the same time. If you can teach your kid that right there, to hit with the face, hit with the palms of the hands, and step in all in one move, there are very few defensive tackles that'll be able to do anything with an 11-year-old, all right? So again, we're gonna get them in our stance, but we're just gonna move to here because we're gonna break it down into steps. And we're just gonna have them do this. All right, put them in their stance, back them up. Step number 2 to the drive block. Once you get to this point, once you're here, that's all in one step. You're gonna bring your second leg and start to roll your tail, all right? So your second leg comes up and your tail rolls. When they roll their tail in, it's gonna stand them up, but if they're low enough and they're underneath the numbers, it's gonna put this guy on his back wheels and you're driving him backwards. That's the drive block.
Please join us again tomorrow for the exciting conclusion of the Casey Bass blocking trifecta. Actually, it was not our intention for this to be a 2-part show, but as it turns out, Casey is his most long-winded guest.